Hi everyone, welcome to your Pick a Pile reading. Today we're going to be looking at who's jealous of you. So we're also going to be looking at what their intentions are and basically if they mean well or if they sort of are jealous in a nasty way. But if you guys are new to the channel, I do timeless readings, which means that whenever you find this video is when you're meant to hear the messages within it. And if you guys have any ideas for a new Pick a Pile video, I would love to see them in the comment section below. But pile number 1 here is the Deviant Moon Tarot. Pile number 2 is the Spirit Within Tarot. And then pile number 3 is the Gilded Tarot. So I'm just going to give you guys a little bit more time to choose. And then I'm going to get started with pile number 1. All right, you guys, so I'm gonna get started with pile number 1. If you guys haven't chosen, I would highly recommend going back and pausing the video and taking as much time as you need in order to pick whichever pile really speaks to you. But we are asking, well, first of all, if there's someone who's jealous around you, and sort of what their intentions are. Do they mean well? Do they have bad intentions towards you? Should you be worried? So I'm going to go ahead and take this card and put these ones back because usually I only take jumpers. And if they jump out in groups that are too big, I'll go ahead and put them back. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put these cards back, but I will take this one. And I do just want to remind you guys very quickly that in case you enjoy the reading, the best way to let me know is by leaving a like or a comment. But your overall energy here is the King of Pentacles. So that to me tells me one of two things. Either this person is an earth sign, so that could be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or this person is sort of kind of jealous of how good you are with your finances, right? I'm getting very Taurus energy. So I think that you guys are really good at that, are really good at sort of having nice things, and at the same time, you know, getting all your bills paid on time and just like having a nice lifestyle. I feel like this person kind of is in like a keeping up with the Joneses kind of energy with you guys. I feel like they are a little bit more on that like competitive side. So like if you have something, they're like, oh, I want that too. But I don't think they're very obsessive over this. And yeah, so I'm looking at these two aces here. And it really does feel kind of like that keeping up with the Joneses energy because there's this Ace of Passions with the Wands card. And then there's the Ace of Swords that's in reverse, which talks about that sort of mental clarity. So I feel like this person is kind of like a little bit of a thick-headed person. They're a little bit excitable. So I feel like that's why they're kind of like, ooh, I want to be the best in the room. So whenever they see you coming in with like a nice outfit or anything like that, or maybe like a new gadget or whatever, they kind of like see it as an invitation for a competition, right? Or maybe like this person wants to kind of get like a little friendly rivalry going on, something like that. I don't think that this person means any harm. And I'm getting it for some of you guys, you might actually have other people who are kind of a little bit jealous of you guys, but in a more like malicious way. Like this person doesn't necessarily mean any harm. I feel like they kind of see things as an invitation to like have that sort of playful banter or that competition, but they're not exactly like the brightest light bulb in the room because the Ace of Swords talks about that mental clarity, and I feel like this person just kind of wants to have a fun time, and I feel like that's just kind of how they have fun, right? Like arguing or having competitions, you know, very much like Aries Mercury kind of a person. a lot of fire sign energy, like I was saying with this, but I feel like they're not very socially aware of the fact that, you know, that could be very annoying. And sometimes you just want to like have everybody agree and have fun and not like have everything be a competition, right? Like this is certainly the kind of person who would say something like, oh, you only slept 7 hours last night? Well, I only slept 6. And then you're like, no, you misheard me. I only slept 5. And they're like, what? Did I say 6? I meant 4, right? And I feel like this person's just really annoying and in that regard, but I feel like they're kind of harmless, right? We have the 7 of Cups here with the with the King of Wands in reverse, right? So like I said earlier, I was picking up kind of fire sign energy because of how like excitable they are, but I feel like they're very much like lower vibrational fire sign in the sense that they base sort of their self-worth on how they measure up to people around them, and that's why they're sort of so I wouldn't say even like jealous or envious, but like noticing things around you or around them, right? So I feel like they're like this with everyone. They just kind of like want to be the best in the room, and that's what they sort of fantasize and think about, because the 7 of Cups is that card about fantasizing and daydreaming. I feel like they daydream about being sort of the most grandiose person in the room, being recognized or whatever. And like I feel like they mean well, but it just gets annoying after a while. And then we see the Chariot card and the Knight of Cups. So for some of you, actually, this person might have like a kind of like little crush on you, right? And I'm getting sort of like the kind of elementary school vibe where you're like kids and like they throw a ball at you to get your attention or whatever, right? Like this person is just a little bit on that, like, they're a little bit immature, but they mean well, right? And like I said before, it just kind of gets annoying, right? I feel like that's kind of like, this person is very simple and very easy to read. What you see is what you get with this person. And then there's the Chariot card, which talks about movement. And I feel like that's sort of them being in a constant, like, wanting to race, right? Because I see sort of like that chariot race energy with this. So this might be the person that like literally challenges you to like a foot race. But, you know, either way, this person might have like a little crush on you. They might not, but they mean well. They're just annoying. So that was your reading for pile number 1. You guys are more than welcome to go back and choose another pile if you want, but I'm moving on to pile number 2, and if you guys enjoyed, please leave a like or a comment. But this is pile number 2, and we're asking who around you is kind of jealous of you. So I'm just going to take the time to mention this now, since I'm already seeing some cards flipping over in the deck. I do see when the cards flip over in the deck. However, I don't take them unless they jump out like these cards have. Oop. So we have some cards that fell out. All right, pile number 2. So I do just want to quickly remind you guys that in case you enjoyed the reading, the best way to let me know is by leaving a like or a comment. But I'm already kind of getting the vibe that this person, I feel like, may have had a crush on you, and they wanted to sort of pursue something with you, and you rejected them, and that's sort of why they're kind of like jealous. Like, it's not even like a jealous kind of energy, it's almost like the one that got away kind of energy. So they're kind of looking at you, and that's why there's this 7 of Wands here, because the 7 of Wands energy is that, you know, worth fighting for card, right? And like I was saying, I feel like by extension, this kind of feels like the one that got away kind of energy. So it's like, especially if they see you with other people, they're jealous in sort of like a romantic way and not necessarily like a coveting kind of a way. But I'm seeing this 5 of Wands here for sure. And I feel like this is the kind of person who, much like pile number 1 actually, will tend to argue with you if they like you, right? And I tend to associate that very much with like fire sign kind of Mercury energy, right? Or fire sign Venus, right? They like chase, they like sort of that conflict, primal, more aspects of love. But I feel like this in particular feels like competition in a romantic sense. So it's almost like you have, I feel like you're very attractive. I feel like you, and they're kind of like, oh man, I wish I was that attractive, right? But I feel like beyond just that, you know, you could have any kind of person that you wanted, really. That's the energy that I'm getting here. Like, you probably have a couple people that you know are into you and they know are into you, and that's where like this energy is coming from, because they want to be with you but they see the competition. And like I was saying, the Five of Wands is this card of conflict and competition, so that's certainly the energy that I get here very strongly. And then we have the Strength card here, which again is Leo energy. And you know, okay, so let me just rephrase that. The Strength card is representative of the astrological sign of Leo. And actually, while I'm at it, the star is representative of Aquarius, which, by the way, these are in opposition. And then we have the moon card, which is representative of Pisces. So for some of you guys, those signs might be important. If they aren't relevant to you in your case, then that's no big deal. But if they are, you can take this to be an extra confirmation. But like I was saying, I feel like this person, you know, Leo's, it's sort of on their more lower vibrational energy, have this tendency to be a little bit self-centered and a little bit sort of like egotistical, right? So I feel like it kind of hurts their ego a little bit, that's like you're not pining after them. And I feel like that's kind of where this is coming from. And right, because I'm looking at this star card here, and this kind of compounds what I was saying earlier here with the Page of Cups, where you kind of rejected them or made them feel rejected, right? I'm getting it for some of you, you might actually even be like in a relationship with this person, but they're jealous of you when you're around other people. So be aware of that for sure. But with this Strength card, I feel like they are actively having to work on having the strength to be able to like even stomach seeing you around other people. So this person might have like a jealous streak for sure in like the romantic sense. But I feel like I don't want to justify their actions or excuse them or whatever, but like it's because they're so infatuated with you. So you can like take solace in that they really care about you. But I also think that they should realistically learn to express these emotions in a way that's a little bit more healthy, right? Because I'm seeing here that with this moon card in reverse, they're not very good at hiding it, right? Because the moon card talks about illusions and the subconscious and things that we don't know. Secrets also as well, and I do want to make sort of that distinction between secrets and things that we don't know. But because it's in the reverse, these things are coming out to light. So I feel like this person has felt this way for a while, and now it's sort of coming out. And that's kind of the root of this issue, is that they're not expressing their emotions in a healthy way, and they're bottling them instead. And then B, they're kind of like putting all this on you at once, which I don't think is very cool for you. But at the same time, like, I'm seeing this Seven of Wands card here, and that's the worth fighting for card. So I think that for some of you guys, especially those of you guys who are like dating this person or involved with this person romantically, you think that this relationship is worth fighting for. And for sure, if it is in your mind, then go for it. Be my guest. I do just want to say that with this Eight of Pentacles, I'm seeing some difficulty at work. So this connection might be causing problems at work. This might be an office romance, right? And those things might be very difficult for you. So I would say approach this situation with as much tact as you possibly can, because it might be a little bit stressful situation if things go a little bit negatively, right? So I wish you the best of luck, but, you know, be careful not to hurt people's feelings too much, and be realistic and as... like, let them down easy is what I'm trying to say, especially if you're not interested. And even if you are interested and you want to be with them, like, still explain things to them easily, because I feel like this person, you know, like, it's kind of unfair to you, but because this person has been holding this for so long, they're kind of like on a shorter fuse. But pile number two, all in all, I feel like this person just is really infatuated with you, and they just don't like the idea of you being around too many other people. So, you know, obviously everyone's different, and for a lot of you guys that might be like a deal breaker. For some of you guys that might actually be a turn on, right? So handle this situation with your best discretion, use your intuition, and for sure I don't see it going negatively for you, as long as you just make sure to handle the situation with a certain amount of tact. But that was your pick for pile number 2, if you guys enjoyed, I highly recommend leaving a like or a comment because it's the best way to let me know. And you guys are more than welcome to go back and choose another pile. But we're getting started on pile number 3. And this is Who is Jealous of You? All right, pile number 3. So I do just want to mention, just because I do see some cards already that have flipped over, I only take cards that jump out of the deck. I do see the ones that flip over in the deck. However, like I said, I only take those jumpers. And usually if they'll jump out in groups that are too big, I'll go ahead and put them back. I'm going to go ahead and take these cards for you guys. But I just do want to remind you guys, pile number 3, that in case you enjoy the reading, the best way to let me know is by leaving a like or a comment. But your overall energy here is the Page of Swords. So whenever I see the Page of Swords, there's always sort of this little concern that I have that this person might be a little bit on the emotionally immature side, right? And I feel like this person has kind of a hard time expressing themselves emotionally, and especially with these more like gray, more difficult to understand emotions. Like, I feel like this person's got a pretty good handle on like the happy and the sad, but like with these more complicated emotions such as jealousy or even envy for some of you guys, they kind of have a hard time explaining it because they're more of a logical, kind of a right brain kind of person. Or is it left brain, right? So I believe left brain's the one that's logical. But either way, this person's a logical, cold, kind of like calculating person. Not very emotional, not very empathetic, shall we say. I do want to say, though, that the Page of Swords is a message, right? And then we also have the Page of Pentacles. So to me, this feels like there's some kind of a message that they want to come forth and say things to you, right? And I feel like it has to do with them confronting you in a way. I feel like for some of you it might be love, but that's kind of unlikely. Like, this person might be coming forth in a place of admiration, but more than just that, I see the significance of these two pages, right? So both of them are kind of dry and kind of cut, right? And to me, it makes me feel like this person almost wants to have like a logical conversation with you. I feel like they want to kind of sit down and compare things, because to me, this feels like this person may have been through a very similar plight as you, because I see the Queen of Pentacles, and that to me makes me feel like this person has, really fought to get to where they are physically, and I think that you have too. And they see sort of the similarities between your stories. And for some of you guys, this might actually be a person that you've known for a long time, but you've never really like talked to on like a very intimate friend kind of level. And they're like, wow, we have all these things in common. Like maybe we should have been friends like way earlier. And then you're like, oh yeah, and this, that, and the other. So some of you guys might actually end up finding a new friend here. But like, I'm looking at this Hermit with this Queen of Cups, and this to me feels like more representative of you, right? So this person is more the Queen of Pentacles, in the sense that they're very materially stable, but they sort of lack more of those emotional ties, right? Whereas this Queen of Cups is more you, where you have this physical stability, but you're also more stable in your emotional realm, right? And I feel like that's because you've taken this Hermit energy where you've gone within and you've really like said, no, I don't want to live a life devoid of emotions. I want to be happy. I want to like find real meaning and joy in my life. And I feel like that's where this person's kind of missing out. Like, I feel like this person's a lot more discontent than you are. Like, they look at you as this really strong, powerful person because you've been through what they have, and also have come out in a very strong emotional sense. So they kind of want to go through the same journey that you have, but they want to have you kind of like as a mentor or a friend, right? And somebody to like bounce ideas off of, or just be there for them, right? And then there's this powerful sense here of walking away or beginning this kind of a journey, right? Because we have the Two of Wands and the Eight of Cups. I feel like this person doesn't really have any kind of negative intentions towards you. It's just that they like kind of want your help almost. Because they're kind of wanting to take this time to make a plan, because that's what the Two of Wands represents. It represents sitting down and formulating a plan, right? To me, this is like the stage where you've kind of surveyed the land and now you know what you're getting yourself into. So now you're coming up with that game plan. And I feel like this is in relation to coming towards you and the actual journey itself, right? And I feel like you're kind of part of that plan where it's like they're making a support group for themselves. And I'm almost getting like this feeling of like, why me? Like, why do I have to do this? But like, I really do think that this person really like looks up to you in a way. And I feel like that's kind of like what I was talking about earlier when I was saying like these emotions. It's like they don't envy you, they respect you. And I feel like those more like complicated emotions, it's hard for them to sort of make that divide. Like at first this person probably didn't know whether to love you or to hate you, but I feel like in the end they came out respecting you and really wanting you as a genuine friend. And like I was saying, they're trying to come up with a plan here because they want to leave their current situation. They want to leave this energy of being discontent with life, of not being happy, of not being as strong as you are, right? They want to be like you, and that's why they want to come forward to you so that you can like be a friend to them. And then also like just why they're doing it is because they want to avoid this Five of Cups, and they've got the Seven of Swords. So I feel like they've kind of taken this outing before, but it's ended in this Five of Cups energy, right? Because the Five of Cups is sort of devastation, it's failure, it's not having the best possible outcome. And I feel like they look at you and they look at how successful you have, like you've been, and they want sort of to emulate that. So I feel like this is kind of like a person where it was like, if you can't beat them, join them. So this is like the kind of person that would probably like start to pick up on your mannerisms and like start to dress like you. And you know what they say, imitation is the greatest form of flattery. But I don't think that this person really means anything bad. Like they have good intentions, they just want to be more like you. So like I was saying, I feel like they've tried to go about this sort of inner hermit journey by themselves, but it hasn't ended the best. Like they've gone maybe like 3 steps forward, but then 2 steps back. So that's why they're wanting to come forward with you, because they see this journey and they see you as sort of their mastered version, and they see, oh, well, this is obviously the Seven of Wands. This is worth fighting for. I just don't know how to do it right, right? And I feel like this person kind of puts you up on a pedestal a little bit. So I would talk to them and I would like humanize yourself maybe a little bit, be a little humble, you know, and I'm not saying that you're not, but be nice to this person. I feel like you might actually make a lifelong friend out of this situation, or don't, right? Like at the end of the day, it's up to you, whether or not you want to be friends with everyone or not. But I don't feel like this person harbors any ill will towards you. So that was your pile for pile number 3. If you guys enjoyed, you're more than welcome to go back and choose another pile. But I hope that you guys enjoyed. That was the last pile of the video. And if you guys made it this far, I hope to see you guys next time for your next reading.